Well, earlier tonight, many of you watched the CBS movie Family of Strangers. It was based on the real-life story of a young woman's desperate search for her birth parents. Well, that type of search is very familiar to one group of people. Jody Baskerville joins us tonight with a special report on adoptees looking for their roots. Jody.
Well, Jose, adopted children who become adults and want to find their birth parents are often treated as if they were still underage. Their search for the parents who brought them into the world can be frustrating and heartbreaking, but it can also sometimes be successful.
Dylan knows who his mom is and who gave him life, and I wanted to know who gave me life.
Laura Hart always knew she had been adopted, but it wasn't until her son Dylan was born that her desire to find the woman who brought her into the world became an obsession. On January 8, 1993, after years of false starts and dead ends, Laura's search was finally over.
I expected the worst. I thought, she's going to hang up on me, she's not going to want to talk to me, but at least I will have a peace of mind and know who she is and what she looks like.
The shock, first of all, was incredible. You have no idea. You have no idea. That's what I kept thinking. I have been waiting for this all my life.
I knew she was young, and how could you take care of a child if you're not even out of high school?
Teenage pregnancies are something that does not make a family proud. It's very difficult, very emotional, and when it's all said and done, it's just you alone. So I had her for 5 days and got to see her and hold her and sit in the rocker with her, and for 5 days she was mine.
She has a ring that my father had made and given to her in high school when they were going together, and she had saved it all this time.
And a lot of it for me was always wanting to be able to tell Laura that I really loved her all along, that it was not something that I just did.
But not all reunions between birth mother and child are this happy. Sometimes they never happen at all. Paul Wicker began his search after he got married and had children of his own. That was 12 years ago.
Somebody comes up and says, "Aren't you so-and-so? You look exactly like so-and-so." And I'm always very interested in the names that they tell me of who I look like, because there's always that chance that that's a real relative.
Paul was adopted 3 months after he was born at St. Anne's maternity home in Los Angeles. He knows his mother was from Minnesota, unwed, and her first name is Catherine. Her sister was a teacher named Dorothy.
You get into the fantasy thing. One of the letters that I got from the state of California indicated that she planned to go back, and she had a lot of respect for my natural father and his family, and one could paint a scenario that they eventually got together and got married. I'd be out of here in 5 minutes if I knew where she was.
Marilyn Miller found Laura Hart's birth mother and is helping Paul search for his. It's what she does for a living. These are photographs of just a few of the reunions she is responsible for, including her own.
This is my reunion up on the top. That's my birth mother and myself, and that was 17 years ago. That was my birth mother at the time I was born. After I did my search 17 years ago, I felt the need to give back something because of the walls that were put in my way when I was searching, feeling like I was a nobody. It's a very emotional, very draining.
And I guess in the back of your mind you have to think there is always that possibility you won't find your parents.
Definitely, there's no guarantees.
Marilyn Miller's success rate is nothing short of amazing. 95% of the adoptees who ask her help eventually do find their parents. Only a small percentage, less than 10%, are rejected outright by their birth parents when they locate them.